Without Boundaries with our amazing and awesome coach B. We're just going to dive into it today because we are running a little bit late. And our topic today is managing expectations in consensual non-monogamy, because we can have many different sorts of expectations or hopes. And if we don't really get more clarity around that, that can definitely add some issues when we are in our relationship. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give the mic over to you, B, to get us started.
Thanks, Kiri. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Yeah, it's so important to discuss how we're gonna manage expectations once in consensual non-monogamy, and why it's so important to have that clarity that Kiri, you talked about, and have the right communication skills, have the right mindset, right emotional states or emotional management skills around this, is because, to put it simply, becoming great at managing our expectations helps us reduce time, suffering, pain, and helps us maximize joy, fulfillment, and satisfaction. Because what it does, it really helps us align with people, relationships, communities, experiences that truly resonate with our heart's desires, our needs, our values, and our preferences. And what we mean by expectations, or what I mean by expectations here, so I want to give a little bit of breakdown, is having that clarity of what I'm as an individual able to give once I'm in a relationship. What is it that I can offer for the relationship, for my partners or for my molecule? What is the structure that I'm comfortable working within? What is the time investment that I can deliver? What is the financial commitment? What is the ideal physical distance? What are my boundaries in sexuality, for example? So having that clarity. The other angle of expectations is knowing what is it that I seek to receive? What is it that I seek to experience? What are some of the possibilities that are open for me moving forward? What is it that I really love to have in this relationship? Is it, for example, teamwork? Is it co-created financial decisions? Is it travel? Is it marriage eventually? Is it swinging? Am I open to different types of open relationships? Or what is it that I'm seeking to experience? And the third aspect of expectations that Kiri, you already alluded at, is those hopes, those silent, secret hopes or anticipations or maybe assumptions that we have, that this expectation around that this is how this other person will turn out, or the relationship will turn out. This is how they should, or the relationship should unfold at the beginning. So there are definitely a few bumps in the road with this if we're not really clear on our expectations and the communications around that. Let's just take the third point that I highlighted, these secret hopes. Like someone says that, no, I'm absolutely not open to consensual non-monogamy. We have a partner, and yet we secretly hope for years and maybe try to convince them or introduce them to consensual non-monogamy, and they explicitly say that, no, I'm not interested. But we still hope that one day they will change. Or maybe the other way around, that someone says that, yeah, I'm not interested in monogamy, or I'm not interested in heterosexuality, and we hope and have that put that huge task on ourselves, that maybe if I just did enough, maybe if our relationship was magical, then it turned out to be different, and finally I could have my ideal outcome. So these type of things, if we don't have the clarity, if we must communicate, or we operate based on assumptions and these secret silent hopes that things will change, even though someone says that this is not who I am and this is not what I want, then it can snowball into all sorts of different complications. And there's definitely a way to compress time around that and to minimize pain and maximize joy for everyone involved.
Such an important topic, B. I really appreciate you bringing this up, because we, of course, see this all the time, both in our own personal lives, as B and I are human beings navigating our own relationships, whether those are intimate and consensually non-monogamous relationships or other relationships, right? Even friendships, we can have expectations that can show up that can cause a lot of disappointment and pain. So it's such an important topic to be able to realize that this is sometimes where the rubber meets the road, and you may start to realize that there is a lack in the skill set that you may have or that your partners or potential partners may have. And not that's one of the number one most skipped steps that I've seen is when folks are stepping into a new place, because consensual non-monogamy can be complicated, it can be tricky, it can be messy. And jumping in maybe after you've read a book or two or listen to a podcast here and there, like that's not enough oftentimes for people to really get the skill set that they need. And that definitely aligns with expectations, because first you need to get clarity on your own expectations and hopes and desires and needs and values, as well as have the communication skills and the curiosity and the patience to be able to have those conversations with your loved ones. You know, this is a skill set that it can be taught, it can be learned, but typically people aren't just going to figure this out on their own. Or like B said, it could also just take a whole lot of time and suffering along the way, when sometimes potentially working with a coach or going down that sort of path where you're getting a mentor can really help you compress time. So that's partly why we're here, why we love what we do. And I'd love to give the mic back over to you, B, whenever you want to take the ball down the field a little further.
Yeah, absolutely want to stack on what you shared. That, yeah, it's super important to get all sorts of information from different resources, ask others about their experiences, or read books or listen to the YouTube videos. However, the map is not the terrain. So once you start walking the terrain, it's going to be like a different type of scenario. And it's so important to, in addition to have that external knowledge, to have that internal skill set built up over time that really helps you when the terrain gets really, really rough sometimes, and sometimes that can happen. So I want to circle back to clarity, for example. Sometimes it's entirely natural that they don't have the clarity ahead of time, like what is it that we want? Like, this is the first time I have an open relationship. This is the first time I experiment with swinging or polyamory. Of course, I'm not gonna know like the full scale of what is a yes for me, what is a no for me, because sometimes we need to explore and experiment first, right? To learn about ourselves, like what are our boundaries, what are our needs, what is it that we want to experience. And in these cases, we can also compress time when we learn the right skill set of identifying our needs. So we learn that specific the combination of tools that help us translate emotions and physical sensations as messengers of our needs, like what's missing, what am I, what is it that I want. And that is so important, even if we don't have the clarity ahead of time, because sometimes, yeah, we don't know until we do something. So what it's not just that we can compress time, we can decrease, so we can increase our confidence as well, we can increase our connectedness with other people, reduce blame, shame, guilt, judgment, or maybe reactive lashing out behaviors. That we have that really strong skill set that can help us navigate the terrain in any type of situations.
Yeah, I love that. Just I can feel your passion and your sincerity in your words, B, and it's
Not the
so
hard
great.
way.
Yeah, it's so great just to have you be a part of our cherished and amazing team that we have here at Loving Without Boundaries, and just to see the passion and the enthusiasm that you bring to our work here with this beautiful community that we've built for over a decade, and the beautiful, amazing people that we get the honor and the privilege to work with. But I couldn't agree with you more. Everything that you said, that without having these skills, that resentment can grow. We can start to have self-sabotaging behaviors that we're not even completely aware of, where we may go into blaming, or those type of giving away our power type of behaviors, or also attempting to control our partners because we're feeling discomfort. And we often say here that our success in life is partly based on the number of uncomfortable conversations that we're willing to have. And sometimes those uncomfortable conversations are around, what are my expectations here? I got some clarity. Let me share those with you. What are your expectations? What are you available for? I even found that recently. I'm newly on a dating app right now, and knowing what questions to ask the other person so that we can see if our expectations are aligned. For example, I was talking with somebody last week who said they were only available to get together once a month, and they had a agreement with their partner that no sleepovers, that wasn't allowed with their main partner. So they have every right to do that, right? Because I can't control them, and it's not their job to control myself and my behavior either. So then once I got that information, once I understood what their expectations were, then I could see if they aligned with mine. And in that case, for me, I realized that we were not in alignment. So, hey, let's not waste any more time. I bless you. I release you back into the wild, and I absolutely wish you the best. If things were to ever change, feel free to reach back out. But if I didn't have that, if I didn't know the right questions to ask, if I didn't have the courage to go ahead and move forward with those queries, and then respectfully receive that information so that then I could make an empowered decision about how to manage my time, how to stand in my own truth of what I'm looking for, knowing that I get to decide what my needs are, my desires are, my values, and what my standards are. That's a lot of the work that we do with our clients, is helping them get clarity around that. And so, just to give you an example of what we're talking about in the wild, in the real world. So I'll go ahead and give the mic back over to you, B.
Thank you for sharing that example from your own life, Kiri, and you highlighted such important points, like the ability to receive information and data. That's important as well, to have the skills around that, like not getting defensive or feeling like it says anything about me if the other person has certain standards or boundaries in their life. So that was an absolute goal, to respectfully receive. I also love you highlighting learning to ask the right questions in a timely manner. That's so important. And what I would like to second on what you shared is going for specificity, because one of the things that I often see, it can spiral into like all sorts of messy struggles and pain and lots of wasted time, is when we think that we talk about the same thing, but we actually don't. So, for example, connection. Oh, we both have connection. Great. We just met. We're new people. We're so excited about this. We both value connection, but we fail to specify how it would look like on a daily basis. So this is where disappointments can come later, when hope and reality collide. So, for example, partner A or potential partner is thinks or feels that connection for them is if we share a lot of quality time together, we share the same space. That's connection for me, that we share a lot of time together in a physical space. Partner B feels connected when they spend 6 times in a year away traveling, and we're still good. We still can communicate with each other. We're still good. That's when I feel connected. When we're apart, we're still good with each other. So these are the type of things that you also want to like clarify for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What does connection mean to you? If you value adventure, peace, freedom, authenticity, autonomy, what is that it means to you? How does that translate on a daily basis? And then get together with your partner or potential partners or metamours or anyone from your curriculum and discuss, like get on the same page. Like, what does it mean to you specifically?
Yeah, I totally resonate with all of that. And for anyone who's watching this either live or possibly as a recording, if anything that we're saying is resonating with you, if you realize that you would like to build the skills to be in healthy relationships, whether you're coloring outside of the lines of heteronormative monogamy, whether you're part of the LGBTQ plus community that it's a great honor to serve, and you want to have a conversation to see if you're ready to possibly work with a mentor, a coach, a team that really cares about you, that has a proven track record, we have the link already up on the screen if you would like to book a call to speak with me, and we'll just simply have an honest conversation. That link is lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. That link will take you into my scheduler to book a call with me, and there'll be a short intake form just to give me a little bit of understanding of what your particular situation is so that I can best see how I can help you. And then we'll simply meet on that call and just have a beautiful, caring conversation. That's how I originally met B. Was she booked that initial call years ago. I think we're going close to 5 years ago now. It's crazy. And that's what started our journey, B and I, of getting to know each other and being part of a heart-centered team that really cares about you and your well-being. So if that's you, feel free to go to that link, lovingwithoutboundaries.com/apply. If we're not a fit to work together, the timing isn't right, you have my word that I will do my best to steer you in the best direction for you so that you get a lot of clarity and value from our time together. Any last thing you want to share, B?
Yeah, a few questions that I put together for our amazing audience. So, question number one, like this is gonna help you like a little bit get more clarity, get your own clarity as a foundation of managing expectations that support your relationship goals. So, question number one, what do you struggle with when it comes to clarifying and communicating expectations in terms of consensual non-monogamy? What do you think you might need to stop or start doing or learn to improve in those areas? And question number three is, where is it that you already shine when it comes to clarifying and communicating expectations? And what have you created? What is your success combination there? So what is it that you want to keep doing moving forward because it works?
Mm. I love that last question because it really ends on a place of hope and really honoring the beautiful souls that are here, because it takes courage and building confidence as well as skill sets to be here practicing any sort of untraditional relationship. And it's always important to honor yourself. We like to say here that progress is happiness, and there's always something to be grateful for and always something to celebrate. And nothing is too small to celebrate, including your own progress. So with that, I just want to say thank you to you, B, for bringing this topic up. And thank you to everyone who is watching or also viewing the recording. We want to honor you and your own journey. And with that, here we'll say goodbye. Take care for now.